Imagine losing your family without anyone actually leaving. Same house, same people, but suddenly nothing feels familiar anymore. The same people who once felt like home now feel distant. It's like you're speaking the same language, but somehow nothing translates. We grow up believing that family is something fixed, something we're born into, something permanent. But what if family isn't just all about who stays? It's all about who shapes you and who you become because of them. Because the truth is, the same people who build you the most can also be the ones who break you. Not always intentionally, not always consciously, because the truth is, the same people who build you the most can also be the ones who break you. And sometimes they break you open so you can become something new. Before we understand the world, we understand them. Our parents, our siblings, the people who surround us before we even know who we are. This is where everything begins. We learn how to speak, how to express love. We learn how to react when we're hurt. We learn what it means to be accepted and what it feels like not to be. We grow up wanting to be seen, to be understood, to make the people we love proud. And without realizing it, we begin building our identity through the way they see us. Because family doesn't just raise us, it shapes us. Not through one big moment, but through several small ones that make us who we are. A tone, a reaction, a silence. These moments become patterns. We don't always notice how much of ourselves comes from our family until something breaks. The way we love, the way we struggle, the way we understand ourselves. I'm a music enthusiast, so obviously I found a song. It's called Family Line by Conan Gray. We'll take a listen to it, and then I'll be sharing my thoughts.
I say they're just the ones who gave me life, but I truly am my parents' child. Scattered across my family line, I'm so good at telling lies. That came from my mother's side, told a million to survive. Scattered across my family line, God, I have my father's eyes, but my sisters when I cry. I can run, but I can't hide from my family life.
This song doesn't just capture the feeling as an explanation. It captures it as a realization that sometimes the emotions we struggle with, they didn't start with us. They were passed down. Not intentionally, not consciously, but they do stay. We inherit ways of coping, ways of reacting, ways of understanding ourselves. And sometimes we carry things that were never meant to be ours. Because the truth is, the same family who can give us strengths can also be the family who give us struggles. And the hardest part is we can't always separate between the two. We often think a good family is a peaceful one. No conflict, no tension, no arguments. But what if that's not what makes a family strong? What if conflict isn't all about destruction, but more about formation? What if every misunderstanding, every clashing perspective, and every time we have strong emotions that don't know where to go? These moments are when our boundaries are built. We start building our identity separate from who we are with our parents and our siblings. Let's move on. Have you ever noticed how communication can turn into distance? What starts as care can slowly turn into pressure. What starts as concern can feel like control. Simple questions. Where are you? Who are you with? Why didn't you reply? They don't always feel so simple. They often feel like judgment. They feel like expectations that we're trying and failing to meet constantly. So instead of explaining, we try to withdraw. Conversations get shorter and responses get delayed. So this shows us that silence can sometimes become easier than being misunderstood. And that silence, it does grow. What if we stop here? We don't see the full picture. Because on the other sides, we have parents that are trying to hold on to something that's constantly changing. We have parents that are trying to hold on and stay connected to someone that no longer needs them the same way they used to. And sometimes they don't know how. Because parents are not just parents. They were not born parents. They were born people. They were raised by families. They're people who carry their own thoughts. They're people who carry their own patterns. And they're people who hold on to their own past unhealed experiences. So when they pass down pressure or when they pass down love, they don't pass it down on purpose. They pass it down what they were taught to survive. Some things in a family are left unspoken. Some of the most powerful emotions are the ones we don't feel free to speak up. There are things we think about but never say out loud, because saying them would change something. And sometimes we're not ready for that. The disappointment, the distance, the moment where something starts shifting quietly. Because once trust is shaken early, it doesn't stay in one relationship. It follows you. Once trust is broken, you don't question one person. You start questioning the idea that people in general won't hurt you. This shows us how family doesn't just shape us, it shapes who we allow ourselves to trust. So, whose fault is it? Is it the parents' fault or is it the children's fault? What if it's neither? What if family is a huge system that we will never be able to fully understand? What if family is a system where we have parties that are given things and given roles that they're supposed to understand and supposed to react to? When we have both parties standing in front of each other, not understanding each other, they both feel misunderstood at the same time. We don't only come from a family, we become one. We grow up and we start questioning the things we were taught. We hold on to some parts and we let go of others. And without realizing it, our identity starts to take shape. We redefine what belonging means, and belonging isn't automatic. Belonging is something that we build. And I realized that sometimes distance is part of that process. My sister lives abroad, and I used to think that the distance would either bring us closer or break the relationship. It didn't. What happened was actually way quieter than that. What happened is there are things I stopped telling her. Not because I don't trust her, but because she's not there to witness all the small moments that will explain everything. There are things she doesn't tell me. Parts of her life I cannot fully understand simply because I'm not in her life. So we did not just get closer and we did not grow apart. We simply changed without changing together. And that space between us, it made me realize something. Family isn't just about love, family is about shared experience. And once that changes, our relationship has to change too. In conclusion, why do we belong in a family? Not because it's perfect, but we were never meant to grow alone. Family isn't just where we start, it is what we are, and the way we carry, and our love and our struggles, and in the way we understand ourselves. So, my last point for you guys is that the hardest truth is that family isn't just what shapes us, and the people who shape us are often the ones we don't fully understand. Thank you.